Hey everyone, welcome back to your favorite pirate crew. Today we are going to talk about Dragon revealing Luffy's sister. If you would like to see more about One Piece in our channel, please leave your thumbs up and subscribe to join our pirate crew. But pirates, before we continue with the video, I ask that you already subscribe to our channel. That way you will join our pirate crew and earn a devil fruit or master your favorite haki. It would also help our crew a lot if you leave your thumbs up on today's video, so together we can become Yonkos. Now let's continue with today's video. Luffy's family has always been rather troubled and messy. After all, most of its members are part of different teams and defend different ideals. However, this was never a reason for them to stop loving each other, as was the case with Garp and Luffy, for example. Dragon's case is made more complicated by his estrangement, but surely Luffy could earn his respect in time if he doesn't already have it. But after all, could it be possible that Luffy has more family members that we don't know about yet? Not those who don't share bloodline, but people who are actually blood of his blood. Let's try to talk about all that in today's video. Monkey D. Luffy, also known as Straw Hat Luffy and commonly as Straw Hat, is the founder and captain of the increasingly infamous and powerful Straw Hat Pirates, as well as one of their main fighters. He wishes to find the legendary treasure left behind by the late Goody Roger and thus become the king of the pirates, which would help facilitate an unknown dream of his that he has told only his brothers and crew. He believes that being the king of pirates means having the greatest freedom in the world. Born in Fuchsia Village, Luffy is the son of Monkey D. Dragon, leader of the Revolutionary Army and grandson of the sea hero Monkey D. Garp, and his family bears the initial and will of D. Luffy met Redhead Shanks, who gave Luffy the straw hat that became Luffy's signature accessory, having gifted it to the boy as part of a promise for them to meet again someday after he became a great pirate. Growing up on Dawn Island, Luffy befriended and became sworn brothers to the late Fire Fist Portgas Diaz and revolutionary chief of Staff Sabo, as well as being raised under the care of Curly Dadden. Luffy accidentally ate the Gomu Gomu no Mi at age 7, which turned his body into rubber. Thanks to his strong imagination, Luffy is able to exercise the seemingly non-threatening abilities of his devil fruit to act as an incredibly skilled fighter, often manipulating his own rubbery body into a variety of powerful forms. He is one of the few individuals known to have awakened his devil fruit, which gives him mythical power. In addition to his devil fruit abilities, Luffy is one of the few individuals able to wield all three forms of haki and has mastered them to the point of developing advanced abilities. Luffy has faced various global powers around him, starting by fighting the most powerful pirates of East Blue and moving on to clashes against the Marines, 7 Sea Warlords, Cypher Paul, World Nobles, and even the 4 Emperors of the Great Line, emerging victorious in most of these battles. He invaded and indirectly caused the annihilation of Venice Lobby, escaped the impregnable Impel Down, and was a focal figure in the Marineford Summit War. He also defeated or befriended 7 of the 11 past or present warlords before the organization's dissolution. In addition, Luffy invaded the territory of the 4 emperors on several occasions and eventually managed to defeat one. Luffy's accomplishments and heritage caused him to be labeled as a dangerous element of the future, while in the process earning him a reputation for being reckless and in some cases insane, earning the ire of the admiral of the Sakazuki Fleet, Marine HQ, and even the world government. Luffy also has a penchant for attracting followers and unwittingly was named the leader of the Great Straw Hat Fleet, composed of 7 crews of pirates who vowed to come to his aid whenever he wished. After learning of this and his exploits against the Big Mom pirates, the press labeled him the 5th Emperor of the Sea, although many prominent figures initially considered this exaggerated. However, after defeating Kaido during the raid on Onigashima, Luffy was officially declared as one of the 4 emperors by the world government along with Buggy, replacing Kaido and Big Mom. Luffy made great strides in his life of piracy, with his bounty strongly reflecting this fact. He earned his first bounty of 30 million for defeating the strongest pirate captains in East Blue, which then increased to 100 million after defeating Crocodile and Alabasta. After his crew's invasion and escape from Enies Lobby, his bounty was increased to 300 million. This considerable bounty upon reaching the Sabayati archipelago caused Luffy to be included among the 11 super rookies, pirates who simultaneously reached the red line with bounties of over 100 million just before the Dome War. He the other 10 super rookies, and Marshall D. Teach would come to be referred to as the worst generation. 2 years after the war, with his bounty increased to 400 million, he entered the New World and began to challenge the emperors and their allies directly, with his bounty rising to 500 million after the Dressrosa arc, and later to 1,500 million after the events of the Whole Cake Island arc. After leading the raid on Onigashima and defeating Kaido, as well as following the global revelation that he is Sabo's brother, his bounty was increased to 3 billion. Monkey D. Luffy's family is full of incredibly notorious and powerful individuals. This includes his grandfather, Monkey D. Garp, who is considered a hero among the Marines and the man who fought against U.D. Roger, the Pirate King. His father, Monkey D. Dragon, is the head of the Revolutionary Army. His two brothers are Portgas D. Ace and Sabo, although not related by blood, are his sworn brothers through the Sakazuki ceremony. Ace became the commander of the Second Division under the Emperor Whitebeard, who was considered the strongest man alive and achieved a bounty of 550 million. Sabo is second in command of the Revolutionary Army, serving directly under Luffy's father, Dragon, and has a bounty of 602 million. His adoptive mother, Curly Dadin, is a bandit and head of the Dadin family. Luffy's biological mother and grandmother are still unknown. Luffy has never met Dragon, even though he is his father, and for a long time didn't even think he had one. He never asked anyone about his father, not even his grandfather, Garp. He also had no idea about Dragon or his position as a criminal and head of the Revolutionary Army, and was confused by the shock of everyone, including his crew, when Garp revealed to everyone that Dragon is Luffy's father. Since then, Luffy has remained indifferent about Dragon's identity and has not been intimidated by his father's reputation. He never mentioned or discussed him and never tried to track him down. The only time Luffy became interested in his father was when he read that Blackbeard had attacked the Revolutionary Army base and took his first look at Dragon's face, commenting that he looked nothing like him. He indifferently told Ivankov that Dragon, under whom Ivankov served, was his father, while the Okama discussed his role in the Revolutionary Army. Dragon, on the other hand, seems to follow his son's exploits, although this is rarely shown. He is completely accepting of Luffy's decision to become a pirate and expects great things from his son. He made an appearance in Log Town to save Luffy from Smoker, and when his son sailed to the Grand Line, he shouted at him with a smile to go ahead and achieve his wishes. This is the closest Dragon has ever come to meeting his son. He smiled when he heard the news of Luffy's actions at Eni's lobby, commenting to himself that Luffy must live the life he wants and that the day for them to meet will eventually come. It was noted by Ivankov that Dragon tends to look away in the direction of East Blue, where Luffy was born, acting as a sort of return instinct. When asked about this, Dragon casually confirmed to his men that Luffy is indeed his son, showing that he had no problem sharing this information. He seemed somewhat grateful for Ivankov's role in protecting Luffy during the Marineford Summit War, but noted that Luffy was no longer a child. Dragon expressed interest in Luffy's adventure in Tato Land, since this connection was fully revealed by the Sengoku Fleet Admiral during the Marineford Summit War. Luffy has gained a lot of attention, both positively and negatively. He was labeled as a dangerous future element and was hunted personally by Admiral Akainu, as well as the world government, who intensified their search for Luffy, though this is now mostly because of Luffy's own actions than because of his relationship with his father. Luffy also gained allies because of his connection to Dragon, such as Ivankov and Kuma, the latter of whom never revealed to Luffy that he was helping him maintain his cover. His connection to Dragon also inspired fear in some people, with members of the Marine growing wary of fighting Luffy. Within the Revolutionary Army, however, besides Sabo, there may be more interesting characters to be explored. Imagine how funny it would be if, before Luffy meets his father, he meets a girl quite similar to him visually, albeit with a more serious, dragon-like mind. That's right, it would be really interesting if Dragon had another daughter, perhaps with Luffy's mother, years later, and she joined his cause instead of going to the seas to become a pirate. It would be cool, that kind of development, considering the loss of Ace, and the possibility that Luffy's sister might always admire him for his accomplishments or else be against it, and having a development of friendship and sisterhood that could grow and strengthen over time. It would seem like an ideal kind of drama, considering that eventually something similar would occur with Dragon and Luffy in their reunion, outside of the endless possibilities that could arise from this. Like at first the fandom thinking it was a girl who was going to rival Hancock in romance, only to later be revealed that she is actually his blood sister. Something pretty cool to see, no doubt, if worked out well. But what about you? Would you like to see more of Luffy's family members in the novel? What about this sister? Would you like to meet her mother or grandmother too? Let us know what you think. That's it, my Straw Hat Pirate. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions for a video, don't forget to comment below, because I'll be reading them all as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your pirate crew.